Hello everybody and welcome to this review of Aku no Hana. In English translation we would say Flowers of Evil. So this is an anime made by Starchild Records, responsible for FLCL and Kokoro Connect, in collaboration with Sentai Filmworks that are responsible for quite a good amount of animes, such as Angel Beats, Another, Clannad, Gintama, K-On!, High School of the Dead, and half responsible for Kokoro Connect in collaboration with Starchild Records. So, if I was to talk about genre, we would have drama, romance, quite psychological, and I know this sounds really generic and really popular, but no, this anime is different, very different. It consists of 13 episodes of 24 minutes, and that's the whole anime. There's been announced the second season of it, but it's yet to be seen what's going to be in it. First of all, the anime takes action in a world that we can easily put ourselves in. It's just perfectly realistic. Unlike all the other school-type animes, everything is kept real, even characters in the purely natural development as the situation in the anime progresses. Even though not having a very imaginative or interesting plot, the presentation is the main thing that anime has for it. The presentation of the plot will keep you going through it. What actually makes the plot unpredictable? The whole presentation, which is quite original. Whole series is basically focused around Kasuga Takao, a male character, a boy who loves reading books. Even those from outside Japan, especially Le Flot du Mal, wrote by Baudelaire, who was an exiled poet. His poetry was about sins and how people can't resist doing wrong things. Takao claims to be better than other people for reading those books. Basically, his character is not that interesting as it might seem. He's a mindless puppet. He's not even half interesting when you look at it. And then he develops in a quite opposite way where he was at first. He does that with help of the other main character, Nakamura Sawa. And lastly, we meet another important character, Saeki, a person that Takao shows attraction for. Not love, but attraction. And this attraction is the main problem of the anime, and basically the whole culture of Japan. Let's start with the vibe. First of all, I would not recommend this anime to everybody. It's a rather different experience, and I know this sounds generic, but trust me, it is a different experience. If you don't enjoy unattractive characters or slow progress with the plot, then well, better don't watch it, because you will sleep more than you will watch, or you will have hard time watching it, because it's just slow. Second of all, what I reckon, but I guess some people might not agree with that people not familiar with Japanese culture and how social and sexual life works there won't be able to enjoy just because of lack of knowledge about it. Main problem is that only Japanese culture has something like that situation that is shown in the anime, has it in store, and only they will suffer from such situations, and European people and American people and our culture won't understand the Japanese problem here if you're not familiar with how sexual and social life works there. But let's get into it. The atmosphere in this anime is different. I repeated myself, but yeah, that's a good word to use. As you can clearly see from the animation way of going and the whole art style, here we will enjoy minimalistic dialogues, mostly even monologues, which are thoughts of the characters, with none or tiny amount of music. But music will be covered in another part. This anime will purely stand on sound effects of the background they are at, which makes you want to listen to the dialogues closely. What this anime basically makes is an atmosphere of mystery and atmosphere of thoughtfulness. Yes, that's the word, thoughtfulness. Problem, even though being a quite simple and common one in Japanese standards, it is greatly, superbly presented. As I said before, this series is about presentation, not plot itself, because the plot is really not that interesting. But basically it's slow and gives you time to think about the whole situation, or just giving you time to put yourself in the place of characters. While talking about art style, well, just look at this looker. Let me read myself. It's different. The background drawing is basically static. As you can see, the background they are at is just not moving, while all the characters and things they touch are active. Not only that, the art style on the very character is unique. They look like they've been rendered, like real people have been rendered into the anime. Overall, the whole anime is drawn pretty nicely, and I personally like the art style just for its uniqueness and being original. Although, when you look at their faces, they seem to be missing their noses. Just that's pretty funny, and it's been a common thing called to this anime that the noses are gone. Let's go to music and voice acting now. So, well, as I mentioned earlier, music part is small in this one. I don't really like the opening music. I think it's a pretty bad one, but the ending is superb. It is creepy and always starts before the credits, in great moments just before the whole thing ends, what builds more tension. But let's focus more on voice acting because this is what's important in this one. Voice acting gives more to realism in this case. You can hear that actors are chosen wisely. Every and single one of them, even for those characters that are secondary, they surely made the effort to make what's the best, with these few sentences tucked through the anime. Storyline. Well, personally, I liked the storyline. As I was saying, the plot is understandable for those with knowledge of Japanese culture, social and sexual life. But if I look at it as a standard person that watches anime, it's not interesting at all. But the presentation is cool. Also, the really good thing about it that gives to the realism and makes the anime better is the development of main characters, which is just superbly done. How they change and develop into entirely different persons, which is still logical and makes sense from the beginning to the end. It just makes sense how they change and why they changed so far. So let's jump to the conclusion. In conclusion, I'm just gonna say that this anime is one of the best in its year or years. It's unique, different and controversial. Therefore, I can't recommend that to everybody, and I'm sure that most people won't enjoy it. And therefore, for those who are fans of slow and more realistic atmosphere, well, go on, give it a shot.